Trey, we'll start off. It's been now 24 hours since the loss. Just what's kind of been, when you reflect on the season, what's kind of stood out the most, do you think?
I think I said it last night, just the togetherness of this group. Even today when we were just all here, just hanging around and just talking with one another, I think the friendships, the togetherness, the bonding between everybody, I think is really what sticks out the most to me.
Trey, you were traded here last season, so your first full season here. What was the first full year in Sacramento, and how different was it from what you were expecting coming into a franchise that was in the middle of that long playoff drought?
I think it was pretty easy to see and compare the total revamp and revision of the team compared to last year. Came into, like you said, a drought last year, and was able to, be a part of something special with this team, this organization this year. And, I think it's just one of the small stepping stones to where we can go.
Trey, there's uncertainty about the future for a couple different players. Offseason does always work like this, but if you were to just copy and paste this roster, the exact same roster, into next year, but have a summer to work together and another training camp to work together, how much immediate growth would you expect to see from this group, even starting like game one?
Just knowing the guys, knowing their mindsets, knowing how they work and how they do things, how the coaching staff works and does things, I think it would be pretty immediate. I think a lot of guys are going to hold on to this feeling and hold on to the success that we had and want to experience that again and to another level. So I think it'll be pretty much immediate if we were able to do that.
Trey, you said last night, that this is the most at home you felt with a team. How much do you hope to return, and what was just so special about, and why is this home for you?
Returning is honestly my number one priority. The fellowship, the relationships that I've been able to create with these guys has been above and beyond anything that I've had in the past. I went to on a personal side, I went to De'Aaron's birthday dinner earlier this year, and that's the first time that I've ever hung out with, I guess you could say, a teammate with inside of a personal matter like that at a house, just having dinner and just hanging out. So for me, that's my number one priority, is just to continue to be here and build those relationships with these guys and be part of something special. Yeah.
Yeah, Trey, I think it's 5 teams in 8 years for you. How much of that plays a factor in what you're saying, and where's your mind at with that?
It plays a lot. You get on a team and you're uncertain of your future at some points, and then you try to stick your feet somewhere, and you get traded or they decide not to bring you back. So it kind of keeps you on your toes about maybe not trying to build as deep of relationships because you don't know if you'll be back or whatnot. I think last year when I got here and this year I kind of just, said, forget that. I know they embraced me, the city embraced me, the coaches, the teammates and organization. And, like I said, this is the most at home I felt. So it's definitely something that I want to continue to be able to come back to and be a part of.
Trey, I don't know quite how to phrase this, but is there anything that happened in the series, or did you have any expectations coming into the series to where you learned something out of the series that you didn't expect to going into it?
I don't think so in particular. I think we knew, coming into it that this was going to be a dogfight every game. Even during the regular season, it was a dogfight in each game that we played in, besides the last when a couple guys didn't play. And then with Coach Mike being a part of that, he knew what we were getting into and what we were going to have to do and what it would take to make a stand. And we did that for the most part. But like I said yesterday, they're returning champions for a reason. So they've been through it, year and year again. So just something that we have to take to heart and learn from.
You mentioned them going through it. A lot of conversation was just about you guys needing to go through something like this. How can this experience against maybe that team in particular help build you guys up potentially for, elevating to the next step?
I think it can help exceptionally. You're not going to be able to play the champs in the first round, every year, and for us being, a top seed and them being, and I think the 6th seed, it just goes to show the seeding doesn't really matter. It just comes down to going out there and getting the job done, whether you're 1st seed or 8th seed, and they were able to do that.
Aside from Malik Monk and Davian Mitchell, you were the 3rd man coming off the bench and pretty much all season. So that pretty much conveys that Mike Brown had a lot of faith, a lot of trust in you. What was your relationship like that, working with Coach Mike Brown?
It was great. The start of the season was up and down. I played some games I didn't play. Some games I played a lot of minutes, some games I played little minutes. So, it was up and down at the beginning, and then I was sick for a couple games and then kind of got taken out of the rotation. So I went and talked to Coach, and I just asked him if there was anything that I need to be doing or that I don't need to be doing or whatever it takes for me to get on the court. And we talked about that, and he always had an open door, and it was always, pretty translucent with me in conversation. So it was great, and I met with them earlier today, and I just I thanked him and the entire staff for the confidence that they gave me, every day, just continually speaking highly of me and to me. So the relationship was great. I have the utmost respect for him and the coaching staff, and there's not a lot of guys that I would go out and do anything for, but he's now one of those guys. So.